Chris, obviously a big game for y'all to kind of start the regular season. I guess for you, watching all these practices, who are some guys and some rotations that have kind of seen a majority of kind of the reps that you've kind of liked so far in practice that we may be able to see starting tomorrow?
Yeah, I think with this team, Carlos, I've literally got 14 guys on the roster. We've got a lot of confidence in all of them. We've, of course, had some conversations about maybe a starting lineup the first game or two, or maybe rotations, but I can accurately say that all 14 guys are alive right now. Like, we're going to try to use every player in every way we can to get off to a good start. There's nobody in my mind right now that I'm thinking could be a redshirt candidate or might not play early. I mean, I've got a lot of confidence in all 14 guys. With every team, you've got to get your returners off to a great start, the guys that have played in Texas Tech games before. There's a responsibility there. Of course, our transfers with JB, Mac, and Marcus, we didn't recruit them to come in and fill their way into a role. They're going to be expected to produce from day one. And then we've got a lot of confidence in some of our freshmen, too. You'll see some of those freshmen on the floor nice and early tomorrow.
Two more from me. I guess just along those lines, I guess if you kind of had to say what kind of lineups you're kind of looking at in terms of shooting. I know you had mentioned this might be your best offensive team in terms of shooting. Have you seen that in practice? But obviously it may be different once the lights kind of turn on.
Yeah, I think so. No doubt about it. Two types of shooters. You know, the guys that can do it all year long, and then the guys that can do it on game night. And I got a lot of confidence. We've got some improved shooters. I think guys that shot the ball well for us last year will be better shooters this year. Great all season, summer, preseason. I think our transfers percentages have a chance to go up from their seasons last year. And I think our freshmen have a chance to impact the game early on. But there's no doubt about it. You know, it's a different stat sheet when the lights come on.
Last one from me. I know we're in the COVID pandemic. I guess have you had any guys that are not active for tomorrow? Or like you said, you've got 14 guys that are active for tomorrow.
Yeah, I think we're good, Carlos. I don't want to speak for Mike and those guys 100%, but I'm about 99. It's my understanding that the third successful test for the game happened today, and we look like we're going to be okay for this opener. I think our commitment to you guys this year will be to be transparent and put it out there. I don't really view this as like an injury report or anything, so we'll get you guys the information as it goes in any way we possibly can. But obviously with the Big 12 policy and NCAA policies, all the players in our Tier 1, including coaches and players, will test 3 times before each game, and that'll kind of be the first measuring stick to see where we're at in terms of available players. But we're optimistic right now. From what I've been told this morning, we look like we'll have a full roster of players.
Coach, with the Big 12, the way that they their standards for having a team and I think it's 6 players if healthy, doesn't matter though what the positions are. How does that benefit your team? Because I know you stress a lot of that positionless basketball.
Yeah, so that's a topic that I think everybody kind of had a different opinion on, but I think me personally, when you start kind of prioritizing things, I think the most important thing is for the game to take place. Even if it's not ideal, even if a team's shorthanded, it's for the game to take place. I think that's what's right for the players and for the schools and for the fan bases. So obviously you can't go out there and play a basketball game with 4 players, but you can with 6 or 7. So everybody kind of had a personal opinion on that, but it wasn't my decision, but I certainly fall in line and support the decision that the Big 12 had to make. Look, we know there's going to be adversity. We know there's going to be a lot of uncertainty and just weird things going on this year. But I think anytime we can get out there and play a safe, healthy basketball game, it's going to be good for our players.
Seeing all these schools having to postpone their first games already, how much more thankful, I guess, does it make you to be able to get this game going tomorrow?
Well, I'm thankful for the opportunity to practice today and hopefully compete tomorrow, but I haven't spent an ounce of my time checking anything else in terms of other games. So we're just focused on Northwestern State for a 6 o'clock tip tomorrow. As of right now, it looks like the game's going to be on. We're excited about that. I know Northwestern State arrived Lubbock last night safely. We're looking forward to competing against those guys tomorrow. It's a coaching staff and a team that I have nothing but respect for. I hope that our fans in Lubbock will recognize greatness Coach Mike is a Hall of Fame coach. He's the all-time winningest coach in the history of college basketball in the state of Louisiana. And think about that for a minute. With the success LSU and Louisiana Tech and other programs have had, Coach is one of the best that's ever done this. And I look for our crowd, like we've done a million times before, to show that respect and appreciation of good basketball and welcome this Northwestern State team tomorrow before the ball gets tipped.
But you've talked about not being able to have those scrimmages early on. What kind of effect does that have on a team not being able to get maybe those one or two scrimmages or preseason games against another team going before the games count?
Yeah, I don't have the answer to that question because I've never done it, but I think we're all assuming it's going to have some type of different feel. It's just extremely a unique situation. You got teams going into a game where they've really played against no outside competition since last February or March. So normally the closed-door scrimmage or the charity exhibition is a big part of building your team. Be similar to, the NFL with preseason games or NBA with training camp or even college football with a spring game or fall game. So it's just going to be really unique. I would predict that there's probably going to be some wild stuff happening early in the college basketball season. You guys know me. I follow football very closely, and Iowa State in our league is a great football team. I think what they tripped up on opening day, right, and then now they turned into maybe one of the top 10 teams in college football, looks like with my eyes. So there's going to be a lot of crazy things here out of the gates. I think our responsibility and our message to our team is that we got to control what we control and try to play every possession like it's our last tomorrow night.
Hey, Coach, I think you've got 5 less non-conference games this season than you did last year. Does anything change with how you approach the rotation in these first couple of games?
Yeah, it's a good question. We do go for 31 games to, I think, 27. So I guess that's a difference of, let's see, Wes went to, where'd you graduate from? University of Texas Tyler. 4. 31 minus 27 is 4 at UT Tyler. No, I tell you another factor that it really does change is when you think about playing your first conference game 2 or 3 weeks into the season. So I think there's a factor in kind of coaching decisions is, not a lot of time. So we try to maybe get the rotations down a little bit quicker than normal. It's, basketball is not kind of a 2-semester sport now. A lot of those decisions used to happen around your Christmas time, kind of preparing your team to tweak some things and maybe even look a little different first conference game in late December or January. This year, with 4 less games, as you mentioned, and with 2 conference games first semester, it really does kind of change the kind of the format of college basketball. So those are the things we have been talking about as a staff. It's a good question.
Yeah, Coach, in the past, you've talked about the desire that your team be uncomfortable and how this can lead to success. I was wondering if you could talk about the importance of confidence in a team's success. And it seems to me that there could be almost a little bit of tension between confidence and being uncomfortable.
Yeah, not in my opinion. I think confidence comes from work. I think confidence isn't something that just happens naturally. You earn the right to be confident. You put time in. You get prepared. I've always had a kind of a unique view of confidence in terms of the confident people I know are prepared. The confident people I know are good at what they do, put in the time. People that don't have confidence probably aren't as committed as the guy next to them that is confident. The idea of being uncomfortable is to not get complacent, to keep pushing yourself, to not be satisfied. I think one of the biggest words in our dictionary, not only basketball but life, is expectations. The expectations around here to try to win every game on the schedule, to try to play the perfect game each time we go out, although we know we never will quite strive for it. It's one of the great things about basketball. But I just think comfortable gets you beat. I think staying uncomfortable is where growth comes. I think where confidence falls into the whole deal is, to me, people that are good at what they do and put in the time and are committed. Confidence is a product of how you live and how you work.
Coach, talk about Northwestern State. There were 4 players that played here 2 years ago. including two good guards, Jones and Reed. Talk to us how you have to attack them to not get trapped by an early first game.
Yeah, Northwestern State, it starts with their coaching. I've already talked about Coach. He's a Hall of Fame coach. They'll come in prepared. Next thing is they're an older team, guys. They're going to have 7 or 8 seniors that'll play in this game. So they'll have 23, 24-year-old players playing in a college game tomorrow. We'll have some 19 and 20-year-olds out there, maybe even an 18-year-old. Another thing is they have the ability to stretch the floor and shoot the three-point shot. Sometimes in all 5 positions they can shoot threes. They've got a nice balance between returning players and some really talented freshmen that I've heard a lot of great things about from my friends in Louisiana. So, well-coached team, an experienced team, a talented team, and a team that's won a lot of big games like this over the years. NCAA tournament wins, championships, have played a lot of Big 12, SEC-type schools over the years. So it's a great first test for our team. It's a team that we have a lot of respect for. Yeah, kind of jammed the finger up a little bit. Not sure if it's broken or jammed, but I got the little nerve that just keeps going like that. Don't have a lot of time on my hands right now to go to the doctors, so I got the Mike Nill brace. So just trying to get, what was I doing yesterday? This is pretty good. Hold on, let me make this accurate for you. Oh, I know. I was eating some popcorn last night, and I'm normally a two-hander on the popcorn, and I was getting salt caught in the brace. Not a good look. So if you guys ever have the brace, I recommend putting a little medical tape on it if you're eating popcorn.
Any other questions?
Hey, I really appreciate you guys with the message about the tickets. So I feel good about what we've done here. I like our plan. I just think it's still kind of a misconfusion around town. These games are sold out. So there is a way for people to get into these games. So I really appreciate y'all's help spreading it out there. And if I can return the favor, guys, I will. Thank you.